I think most of us can say that we are all familiar with Roblox, a game where you can share your hard work towards developing your own game and imagination towards the online platform to share with others. While there's many games that can make us laugh and have fun with friends, there are those that seem strange as it reveals its dark past behind it. There are a variety of games out there that allows us to see the vision, thoughts, and creativity of a user. Sometimes some of these games are those we find funny or unsettling to the point where it may be more than how it looks. Today, I would like to talk about Sarah's House Tycoon. If you don't know Roblox Tycoons, they're basically games where the players are starting a base and work their way up to earn cash and grow their base to the fullest. Sarah's House Tycoon is not like any other game. It's quiet and unsettling. When playing the game, it almost feels like you're being watched as soon as you spawn. Now, let's proceed with the game. As soon as we spawn, there's a set of rules for the Tycoon. Do not type Sarah. Do not share what you've seen. Do not touch droppers. And finally, take this game seriously. Now, if I'm being honest, I kind of broke half of these rules since I asked my friends to join the game in the middle of the night and to see how it is playing in my dark room with no light. I'm making sure my experience is more scary. But while walking in the school, I tried looking for anything that may be hidden, but the only thing I found around the school was the strange noises coming from the trash. This already makes the game feel more weird. Not only because of the quiet atmosphere when entering the game, but what's the reasoning of the yelling? Are they still alive? Here's the footage of my gameplay. Let's watch it and then we'll discuss about it.
What?
Did you see that? Yes, there's someone under the car. Now, in the middle of the game, while me and my friend were building our base or house, we spawned a car near the garage, but it had a character under the car for some weird reason. Could it be connected to the weird noises coming from the trash? If so, how? It's also the fact that this character can represent anyone, really. It could be someone who's just fixing something underneath the car, but that can't be the case because there's no tools or parts or anything. And not only that, this character does not have its arm raised up towards the car. So it could mean two things. Either it's a dead person who's been left under the car, or someone's hiding, not from someone that's after them, but someone that they're going after.
Phone me.
You were?
Oh, you need
Yeah.
money for that?
Oh, I need 10 bang. Alright, well, I'm about to get there. How much money do you have?
I have like 520.
Yeah. Wait, how do you see that?
I'm gonna be honest. Apparently, the shed might be like the most important part of this.
Alright, ready?
3, 2, 1. Did I just buy it? Oh no, you bought
It looks like it.
Okay, hold
I-
on. So we go in.
I-
Don't be shy. Hold up.
I swear, if you type that in, bro, I'm not looking up. I'm not looking up. I'm not gonna look up.
Alright, click. Oh, what?
Yo, what the hell is that? Bro, this.
Okay, wait, Adriel.
Oh my god.
Yo, did you get kicked out of the game?
Yeah.
Yo, what the? Yo,
You know what it said? Do you know what it said?
It's in the moderator just kicked me out.
No, it's saying by the time you read this, it'll be too late.
Yo.
Yo, chill.
Nah, don't worry, bro. You good. Yo.
Hell nah, bro. I'm watching Ice Age. No way.
So we haven't fully finished the house in the game, but what just happened? Now throughout the game, when entering this area behind the house, the mouse becomes a hand, which leads us to this area if we click on it. But the strange part is we get teleported to a room with a girl whose face is covered. Not only that, but we also get a few photos on the other side of the walls and a Roblox character named Yearbook Photo. But that's not the weirdest part about this place. If we stay longer, the game would randomly jump scare you with this music. Well, it spooked me and my friend. The strangest part about this is that we also get an address. Now, before we take a look at this, there's still another part of the game that I want to show you guys before explaining all of this. So we'll be right back with this part.
That's crazy.
Dylan, bro, I'm starting to doubt you, man. I don't know if I should put it.
Put Sarah. 3, 2, 1.
Yo, this man just left. Hell no, I'm out. Hell no.
No, don't leave me to, man. I don't trust
Nah.
you.
Yo, guys, I got jump scared.
So you disappeared out of midair, bro.
Oh, God.
You saw that right, Hector?
Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
I'm wondering what happened to Dylan.
When typing Sarah, we get teleported into a room that has the date June 2nd written all over it. But what gets crazier is that when approaching the character holding a weapon, we can see that we automatically get a photo of the girl on the screen. The question is, where does this exactly go? Let's start with what we found. When we spawn in the classroom of the game, we can see that our character is on one desk while the other desks are taken, except for one. I don't know if this was a coincidence or something intentional, but it seems like there is a purpose behind this. But first of all, who is Sarah? We can assume it's the girl in the photos that we see throughout the game. Not only that, but we're building her house, since that's the name of the game. But the question is, from whose perspective are we seeing this play out? Now, I did some research and apparently this tycoon was made all the way back in 2014 originally. The only goal for this game is to complete the creation of Sarah's house. But here's where it gets scary. This game was apparently created by someone who's been stalking the girl Sarah in real life. This explains some questions that I had and the weird Roblox character that is hiding under the car. So here's what we know so far about the game. The mystery stalker is a classmate of Sarah because of the missing seat. And since the game was created by this stalker, they definitely try to make it obvious about their origin. We can see that the stalker is the character hiding under the car, which would explain why he isn't in class. Now, the other thing is the shed part of the game. We can see photos of Sarah everywhere, but the photos that aren't Sarah is actually the photo of Sarah's stalker, which are locations he's been in real life. But that's what I think. In one of the photos, we can see that the character can be shown standing near Sarah's real shed. The last thing that we haven't talked about is the garbage. Now, I don't know what exactly this part could be other than just someone who is trapped in there, or maybe just Sarah, but what I'm still wondering is, where does June 2nd fit into all this? And where does this address lead us to? When looking up the address, it takes me to some landfill area in North Carolina. So there's no house to be seen, nor was it near the area. I even tried looking for schools near this area that may have had events that were similar to this story, but nothing. I couldn't find anything. I even tried looking up the date and see if maybe this was something that may have occurred a few years ago, or maybe something that happened before Roblox was even made. If I'm being honest with you, there doesn't seem to be much evidence that this may have happened in real life. So what we got isn't the whole thing, but it's also not less. A strange Roblox game that includes a school, house, shed, a random date, and an unknown photo of a girl. Let's first piece this together. Sarah and our mystery killer, who will be named Self, since everyone online calls him Self. They are both two students who are attending the same school. 2 months before the incident, Self meets Sarah. For this story, let's say she's a hardworking student at school who's been in honor society clubs, someone who attends school events, and who has a lot of friends. She also has a taste for pop culture like Star Wars. On the other hand, Self is also a good hardworking student, but a student who would rather just go straight home after school and stay with a small group of friends. Another character that I would like to include that I think is important to this is Sarah's best friend, a girl who later figures out that Sarah's new friend is not what she thought he was. I know this may sound confusing, but just hear me out. This may be how this played out. A fundraiser event is taking place at the school where they're selling things. Sarah participates in helping the school raise money. One day, a young man walks over to the section that Sarah's in. The young man would point out at something that Sarah would also seem to enjoy, to the point where they talk for hours. In this story, the two have already introduced themselves, but since we don't know the name of the stalker, we're still going to call him Self. Since Self barely had any friends, he found this exciting. Barely anyone in the school enjoys what he likes, and Sarah is one of the first people in a while to acknowledge him. Self is quiet, but he's one of those guys that everyone sees him as your quiet but smart nice dude that sits in the back. At the end of the event, Self notices how beautiful he thinks she is and the fashion style she chooses to wear today. Sarah tells Self it's nice to know people she doesn't usually talk to in class. Self tells her that's what makes school events amazing. You find new people that you don't know you can potentially bond with. Sarah agreed, and both characters left the school for the day. The two characters begin to talk more in class since they are the ones that sit in the back. They become close friends, and Sarah even decides to bring him to hangouts and some school events. Throughout this month, Sarah begins to develop feelings towards Self, while Self always liked her from the beginning. It was around the middle of May. Sarah, her best friend, and Self were hanging out one last time before the finals in class begins. Sarah mentions that she may be gone for a while and that this may be the last time Self and her friend sees her until mid-August. Her best friend understood this since she usually always does something like this, but Self did not. He argued with Sarah about it and found this to be Sarah's way of getting rid of him. After Self left, Sarah and her best friend talked about how strange she found Self from the first time she met him. Her best friend even caught him watching over her walking home from school. Sarah brushed it away and just told her it may have been some homeless guy, but it was Self. She knew it. She knew it was him the entire time. But then on June 2nd, Self decided to stop looking over Sarah under a car and decided to just let himself in. He was waiting for the opportunity for Sarah to be alone. Sarah was frightened and she no longer saw Self as the boy she met at the school fundraiser. Self traps Sarah in her room and tries to reason with her and tells her how he feels. As soon as he told her, Sarah was saying how much she cared about him and tried to comfort Self until she finds the opportunity to run away, to which she did as she stormed out of her house to get in the shed where her weapons were. But by the time she got there, Self had already gone through the back door holding a shotgun, and then Sarah has been shot. Self was happy as he said, "We can finally be together forever." But suddenly Sarah's friend saw the whole thing as she went to Sarah's house to check up on her. Sarah's best friend said, "Sarah?" in a frightened way. As soon as Self saw Sarah's best friend, he immediately pointed the gun towards her as she puts her hands in the air, but instead of shooting her, he knocks her out. Sarah's friend woke up buried inside a trash bag as her hands were cuffed, but there's something that she's holding, and it turns out it's Sarah's head. Screaming can be heard coming from the school's garbage area, but no one could hear her. Self has won. He got what he needed. Now remember, this isn't like a canon story. This is just what I thought happened and what I think the point of the game is. And since the creator of the game is Self, I think he wants to talk about the perspective of Sarah's best friend investigating the origin of Self and what he wanted with Sarah. And apparently in the game, you automatically get kicked out at some point. I think you getting kicked out of the game is Self getting rid of Sarah's best friend. This would also explain the message that players would get whenever they get kicked out. The message would say, by the time you read this, it will already be too late. Remember, Sarah's friend tried to save Sarah, but it was already too late. I think that's what the message was. It was towards us, the player who's seeing this roll out in the perspective of Sarah's best friend. Now, I know there's some little parts that might not make sense, and let me explain. Remember the part when Sarah's best friend said her name the moment she found her dead in the shed? Like when she said Sarah in like a surprise way? That's what I was trying to connect. I feel like when you type Sarah, that's you discovering the death and who's the murderer behind it. Because when you type Sarah, you obviously get teleported to Self holding a shotgun, and I feel like when you get the key, it's either like the alternate ending of like, I guess, the story, or detectives just looking for an answer and they just somehow found a key that would open the garbage to the missing bodies. Now, like I said before, there isn't really much evidence to prove that this may have actually really happened in real life. Maybe this is something that was inspired by a case that happened, or maybe this did happen and the person is just unfolding their origin of their murder for some odd reason on Roblox. Now, like I said, this is all the way in 2014. Who knows if this is real? I personally think it's an analog horror story, but if it's true that someone actually is trying to explain what they've done all the way back in like God knows how long, it's pretty disturbing. It really is. But anyways, Sarah's House Tycoon is an analog horror for now, until we get another part of this story. And that will conclude today's video. Now, I'm going to be honest, this was a very interesting topic. I was trying to figure out more and more about, this story, and like if there's more to it. Maybe there's an extra game, maybe it leads to an extra video or something, or maybe it's a real case. I'm not sure. It seems like it's more of an analog horror, a Roblox analog horror. I don't know if the next step of the story will be like in another game, or if like they will update the game to show us more clues, or if they'll continue in videos. But it is interesting, and it was a little bit scary playing the game because it was just pretty quiet, and my friends were scared to the point where they just stopped playing the game. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys enjoyed these type of videos, please subscribe, press the like button, and I'll see you in the next episode. See you guys.